What is going on, YouTube? This is Justin with Go Crazy Card Collecting. Hopefully by now I've done a few more videos. I know that I had taken a several month break and I'd only done like a few videos in the beginning to begin with, but I love this community and I'm glad to be back. I got a little bit of money for Christmas, and so I decided, Billy Ballgame and I talk a lot, and one of the things he said to me, the quickest way to build your collection is to grade some stuff you already have. So I decided to use that Christmas money to send off more of my mom's collection to get some things graded. All the stuff that all with an exception of one card, is going to be vintage. And so I'm going to try and guess the grades. I'll do that now. And then, as Billy says, the magic of YouTube video editing, I'll have the SGC submission back right after that, and we'll see how I did. I've never done this before. I've sent a couple submissions off. The bigger cards from my mom's collection, the Nolan rookie, 64 Mantle, they both came back a 4. And then I sent a 5-card order off with an Aussie rookie that came back a 4, which it was way off centered. I may upgrade that one. But then I sent off, I had a Bomber's Best with Mantle in it that came back a 5, 68 Maze and Aaron that both came back. Anyway, they both came back 5s. And then, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to do my best. Bear with me. They may be way off. But I figured this could be fun. So the first thing I'm going to send off is something that I actually bought myself. It's not from my mom's collection. I bought it with with my birthday money in September. So I had a little bit of money. That's kind of what my wife does. She's like, go buy yourself a baseball card. And that's wonderful and great. So what I did is I found a really good priced Lou Brock rookie in a BVG slab. And it's a 4.5, and I like all my stuff in SGC slabs. I do have some PSA holders. I have another Beckett slab, but I just don't like the Beckett slabs, and it has nothing to do with the grade. It's just, I don't like the way they look. And so I'm going to cut this out. In fact, that video is probably already uploaded to YouTube of me getting this out of the slab. And so I'm going to take this out of the slab. It's a 4.5. It has 7 on centering, 7 on edges, 7.5 on surface, and 4 on corners, according to Beckett. So I think, the centering is off a little left to right. It's not bad top to bottom. There's some corners that aren't great. Beckett thought that was the worst thing about the card, were the corners. It's a little lighter color. I'm hoping that tux kind of makes it pop a little bit more because the brown is a little lighter. But I actually think, what did I put down? I put down that I'm hopeful it'll get a 4. It's not going to go up any, but I hope it will at least get a 4, possibly a 3.5, but I think a 4. I think it'll get a 4. I would be really happy with that. Again, if we don't really care about the grade, well, then I just want to send it off and get it in the slab that I want it in. So I'm working on his run, and I want them to all be in SGC slabs. And I didn't know I was anal like that, but I guess I am a little bit. So anyway, this Lou Brock, I'm thinking it'll get a 4. The next one I'm going to send off is the only one that's not vintage, but it has vintage content on it, or vintage player on it. But my wife and kids, when I first started getting back into collecting, my wife and kids got me this all-time fan favorite Stan Musial gold refractor. It's numbered to 25, 7 of 25, and it's in really good shape. It was a great gift. I love it. It means a lot to me. They know I love Stan, and so there's fuzz on one of the corners. It's this one down here. It's a little bit fuzzy. I'm hoping for a 9. I really think it'll get about an 8.5. And that's what I have down. If it got a 9, I would be elated. I could see it maybe get an 8, but I'm hoping for an 8.5. So 8.5 is my guess on that one. I've got 2 of this next card. This one's from my mom's collection, the 64 Lou Brock. And I didn't, until I started coming in to look at these for grading, I didn't notice there's actually a crease on this one. Kind of comes up through here. You can't see it on camera. And so that knocked me down to a 2.5 because there's a decent crease. But you know what? The crease doesn't go all the way through. So do I want to be daring and say a 3? You know what? It's a little off-centered left to right, not much. There's a print dot right here. Don't know if you can see that yeah, you can see that. Down at the bottom, there's a print dot, you know, and there's some printing up here. I'm gonna say 2.5 to 3. I'll say 2.5 to 3 on that one. Again, I don't care the grade. That was in my mom's collection. So grade doesn't even kind of matter to me on these things. Here's another Lubrock 64. This one I actually got. I mow a lady's lawn, and her husband passed away, and he had a garage full of cards. And so she gave me kind of a trunk of them, and this was in there. It's in good shape. It's got nice centering. There's a little bit there's a dot right here. You can kind of see it right there. The back is pretty nice. What's all there? This has not been rubbed off, and so that's kind of cool. The other one has. I think it's in pretty good shape. See, I guessed a 4 on this. It could get a 5. I don't really know, but I'm guessing a 4. This was my mom's 68 Pete Rose. It's way off center. I mean, I think it's probably, I don't know, 85-15, 90-10. It's way off center. I sent one that looked just like this. My Hank Aaron, 68 Hank Aaron that I sent in was off centered like this, maybe even a little worse. And it came back a 5. And this one's in better shape to me than that one was. But I'm going to say a 5 on this one, just off of past experience. So I'm hoping this comes back a 5. I don't know if I'll get knocked more because of that centering or whatnot, but my guess on the Pete Rose is a 5. At a 63 Dodgers Big 3 with Drysdale and Koufax in there. Now this one was real sharp. The corners are a little soft, but the centering's nice. You know, there's a lot of chipping that goes on with the green down here. There's a little chipping there and a little chipping there. My Bomber's Best looks about like this, pretty similar to this one, except this one right here, if you can see it up here, there's a kind of a pool on the cardboard. And so there's been a little bit, the cardboard's still there, but it's been kind of pulled back and pulled off a little bit. So to me, that's going to knock the grade. I don't know how far it will knock it. I'm going to still say a 4 on this one. 3.5 to 4. Because I don't know how much that little paper loss up there at the top will knock this. And I'm interested to see what they'll do with that, if they'll kind of fold it down and then put it in the slab. It'd be kind of neat to see. My lighting is terrible, by the way. I'm trying to work on that. I haven't done many videos, and so I've got some really nice lighting. Don't know where to put it, don't know how to put it. You see my shadow over here. Got a light over here and a light over here, but hopefully you can see the cards. This is a 62. It's a 61 National League home run leaders. It's a 62 card. It's got Robinson, Cepeda, and Mays on it. She had a lot of these league leaders. Again, these are all from my mom's collection, but I guessed a 4 on this one. It's got a little bit of corner damage down here at the bottoms. Not too much chipping for what it is, and it's got good centering. So I'm going to say a 4 on this one. I got a 64 Duke Snider right here when he's on the Mets. I have the Willie Mays, 64 Mays and 64 Mantle. I know he's on the Mets. Kind of wanted to do a Willie, Mickey, and the Duke type of thing. I know that's not really the era of Willie, Mickey, and the Duke that they're talking about in the song. But the 64, this one was my mom's, and so was the Mantle. And so I bought the Maze, and it looks real nice. And so see, what did I put on? I put a 5 on this one. I think it's a little, centering's off just a little bit. On the back, it's off quite a bit more, top to bottom, left to right a little. But it's in pretty good shape. The corners aren't too bad. There's a little bit of stuff on the corner down here, not too bad, but I still think it's going to get a 5. Here's another batting leaders card, 63 batting leaders from the 64 set. It's in really good condition. It's got Clemente, Cardinals fan. It's got Grote on there, and it's got Hank Aaron. It's in good shape. It's got some corner wear down here at the bottom. Centering's pretty good. Let's see, what did I put on this one? I put a 4 on this one. I think it'll get a 4. Maybe, hopefully it'll get a 5. But I'm thinking 4. A lot of these are in that 3, 4, 5 range. This one's a little bit better. This is a 67 Yankees. I showed this one. I showed all these actually in like maybe my first video or second video or something. But this is a 67 Yankees. It's in really good condition. The centering's pretty nice. It's kind of off left to right in the back. Mantl's in there. So I figured this would be a good one to send off and get graded. I put the 6 on this one. So I'm going higher on this one, hopeful for a 6. This one is a little bit, got a little bit of corner damage. Centering's pretty good. It's got Ken Boyer on it, which I think at some point, hopefully, I mean, I don't think he will. I hope that at some point he may get into the Hall of Fame. It's got Santo down there, who's in the Hall of Fame, and then Mays, who's a Hall of Famer, obviously. But anyway, I put a 4 on this one. I'm hopeful for a 4. The corner's kind of rough down here. I still think it could pull a 4 from the centering and the surface. 4 on that one. This one's one of my favorites. This is the 63 home run leaders from the 64 set. I mean, talk about star power. McCovey, Aaron, Cepeda, and Mays on there. It's pretty awesome. I mean, what if your team in 64 or in 63 had these 3 guys on it? Like, that's pretty awesome. A lot of home run fun. I put a 5 on this one. It's pretty good. Centering's pretty good. There's a little bit on the corners, as in every one of them, but I've got a 5 on that one. Now, this one I had to look up to see what the standards were on this, because it's got Musial on it. It's got Hank Aaron on there. He's right there. So and there's Robinson. But I looked this up a little bit because on the back right there, it's got a mark, like a check mark. I don't know. My mom doesn't remember doing that, but I'm sure she did. Her and her brother played with these a lot, and he may have done that or whatever. But centering's really good. Chipping's not too bad for that 63 set with the green. Normally, I would say this would get a 5, but since it's got that mark on there, I think that it can get no better than a 2. Once you get above the 2s, it no longer says ink or pencil or ink marking. So I'm going to say this is going to get a 2 because of that little mark. Here is a 63 strikeout leaders. It's got Sandy Koufax, Drysdale, Maloney on it, but it's in pretty good condition. Centering's pretty good on the front. Left to right, it's off, but it's not bad. Left to right on the back as well. Consistent with the front. Corners are better than some of the others. I have it down as a 4, and so I'm going to say that one's going to get a 4. I've got a 63 Maris. I like this card, but man, doesn't he look just kind of like I've had a rough few years. I guess he looked like that in most of his cards. But anyway, here's 63. It's got some chipping down at the bottom. It's got a little bit of snow kind of along his face. Not bad, but it's got some. I've got it down as a 4. just because the centering's nice. The chipping's not too bad. And I don't know if they're kind of forgiving down here. Probably not, but in my experience, I've been able to pull, 4 or 5 with a little bit of that down there. So I'm going to say a 4 on that one. We'll see what happens. The last one I'm going to do is an exhibits card. I'm hoping, and I've shown this one on my channel before. The back looks good in terms of it being a 48. It's a Hornsby. I'm hoping it comes back as a 48. It's got some kind of tape up there. The tape's not there anymore, and then the corner's pretty bad. So I don't know how they grade these, and I don't know how it goes. So I'm just gonna put I put that I think it's gonna get a 3, and we'll see. I have no idea, to be honest with you. If I got a 4 or 5, I would be really excited. I like the oversized slabs and cards. But this one, I think, will get a 3. I don't see it getting a 2. I don't really know. There aren't really any creases in it beyond this corner and that little tape residue kind of up there. But I just hope it comes back as a 48. I think it will. But I don't know that much about these. This is the only one I got. So we'll see. All right. When I come back to you, the submission will be back. I'm sending this off today on the 6th, and it'll be back, and I'll show you the grades. Thanks, guys. All right, guys, I'm back. It's been 22 days. It is the 28th, January 28th. I know I look a little different. I've shaved since then. I got my contacts back in, so I'm not wearing my glasses. And I don't really have a room in my house for my cards. So I've decided that to make myself just kind of this little area in my closet. And so that's where I'm at. It's no big, awesome thing, but at least I have a space and I can do a few more videos that way. I've been doing them mainly in the office at school. And so anyway, that's where I did the first part of this video. And so I'm going to reveal these grades. I'm going to wait. I did something different than I'll do in the future because this is my first reveal. And so I did my biggest card in the guessing the grades. I did my biggest card first. So I'm going to wait till the end to do my Lou Brock rookie and show you the grade on that and show you what happened crossing it from the Beckett slab over to the SGC slab. We'll see what happens, and you guys can kind of evaluate that. But I'm going to go ahead and get started. The first one I did was the Stan Musial Gold Refractor, and it's right here. It looks awesome in this slab. I was nervous when the scans came out. There was like a little blemish down here, but apparently that was just something on the slab. So I was kind of worried about that. I guessed an 8.5, and I got pretty close on it. I was hoping maybe a 9, but it actually went the other direction, and it got an 8. So, but I love it. This was a gift from my kids for Father's Day. And so I'm so excited to have this slabbed up. It looks so great in there. And I'm pumped to have this card. The next one is one of 2 64 Lou Brocks. This one was the one that was my mom's. Remember I said I had seen a crease on it when I started to get it graded. It's right here. It also looks really, really nice in the slab. There were a few things. There's a line right here. I know that you got the glare going on, and a print dot kind of down here at the bottom, and then there's a crease going through. I guessed a 3, kind of a 2.5 to a 3 on this, but I said mainly 3. I thought it might get a 3, and it ended up getting a 2.5. So not too bad on that, not too shabby. The next one is the other 64 Lou Brock. This one was the one I got in the collection from mowing a lawn, and she had a trunk in her garage, and so she gave me a bunch of cards, and this was in there. I decided to go ahead and send it off, hoping to get kind of a decent grade for my run that I'm working on. This is it right here. It looks really good in this slab, pretty centered. There's a kind of a dot right there. Other than that, it looks pretty nice. You know, the back The back is, it didn't have this rubbed off, and I was kind of excited about that. So here's this card, and I had guessed a 4 on this, and it ended up getting a 6. I was really, really surprised and excited about it. It looks great in the slab. It was 2 higher than I thought, and I'll take that mistake any day. But I'm excited for that, and how awesome. That one gets a 6. The next one was a 68 Pete Rose. This was from my mom's collection. It's way off-centered. I guessed a 5 on this one because of the off-centeredness. The corners are pretty sharp. The back was pretty sharp, and it received a 5. I did a lot better on some of these than I thought I would. The next one up is this 63 Dodgers Big 3. I had guessed, what did I guess? I guessed a 4 on this one. The corners are kind of rough, but I know with the green and all that, sometimes they're a little giving. The centering's pretty good. But I guessed a 4, and it got a 4. Not too bad. I like that card a lot. Pretty awesome. That was also from my mom's collection. This one as well. The 61 home run leaders. It's a 62 card. It's got Robinson, Cepeda, Mays on it. I guessed a 4 on this one, and it received a 3.5. So I was a half a grade off on this one. Not too bad. Wrong direction, but not too bad. The next one is this 64 Duke Snider. I wanted to get it graded to kind of go with my Willie Mays and my Mickey Mantle. This was my mom's collection, so was the Mantle. I guessed a 5 on it, and it got a 4. It's pretty good, pretty sharp card. It's got some corner damage, but looks really good. Looks good in the slab for sure. This is a 63 batting leaders on a 64 card. It's got, you know, Hank Aaron, Clemente on it, Grote. I guessed a 4, and it got a 4. I was pretty dead on that one. Not too shabby. They all look so good in these slabs. I'm so excited to add all these to my collection. This is that Yankees team card that I thought looked really, really sharp. And I said that it would get a 6, possibly, I guess, really high on this one for the standards of these cards. And it ended up with a 5. I'm not sure. There's a little bit of kind of chipping down here at the bottom. You can see. Didn't really see that until it was put in the slab, but still really sharp card. I really love this card. This next one is a 65 National League RBI leaders. Ken Boyer. You could make a case for the Hall of Fame. Mays and Santo. I guessed a 3 on this one. And it ended up getting a 3. I put down that I guessed a 3. I remember guessing a 4 on this one, but maybe I did guess a 4. Anyhow, it got a 3. I think I guessed a 4 on it. Have it written down, I think, wrong on my list. This is the 64 home run leaders. It's a 63 home run leaders, but it's a 64 card. What an awesome card. I love this card. It's one of my favorite multiplayer cards, or league leaders card. I guessed a 5 on this one, and it got a 5. So I did pretty good on a lot of these. I know I missed some. This one is a 62 batting leaders on the 63 card. It's got Musial in it. It's got Hank Aaron, Robinson. I like this card a lot, but it has a mark on the back right there. And so when I read up on it, the highest it could get was a 2. So I guessed a 2. It ended up getting a 1.5. This one right here, 63 strikeouts. Koufax, Drysdale. I guessed a 4 on this one, and it got a 4. Roger Maris, 63 Roger Maris. All these that I've shown you, except for that, well, one of the 64 Lou Brocks and that very first card that my family got me were from my mom's collection. This is a 63 Roger Maris. I guessed a 4 on this one, and it got a 3. It's got some snowing, and the corner damage is pretty rough, but I love it when I stutter. Does that ever go away? Do you ever just get where you don't stutter anymore? I don't feel like I do it a ton, but it's easier when I'm just talking about stuff. But anyway, I'm going to save this one for last. Let's move this one. All right. This one, I was really worried about it not being a 48. And so I was just hoping it would get slabbed up and get a 48. I guessed a 3 on it. It is an exhibits card, Roger Hornsby exhibits, and I guessed a 3. It is a 48, so I was pretty pumped about that. And then it ended up getting a 2, which I didn't care at all. Looks great in the slab. It's got some tape residue up here. It's got like a little, I don't know, like a little water mark damage right there. No real creases, but I love it. I love it. Pretty awesome. All right. The last thing is my 62 Lou Brock rookie. I did do a video cutting this thing out of the Beckett slab. I bought it in a Beckett 4.5. I was hoping that I could cut it out of there, send it to SGC, and I'd get something similar because I paid less than what a 4.5 SGC would cost. And so I was hoping that it would be something similar to that. If it would get a 3, I would be excited. And because that's kind of the price range I was in, and it would break even, and I didn't care. I just wanted my Lou Brock run to all be in SGC slabs, and this was an important part of that. And it looks great in the slab. It was light in that BVG holder, but in the slab it kind of looks a little darker because the black kind of brings that out. Anyway, it was a 4.5 in a Beckett, and here we go, guys. It got a 5. I was pumped. Went up a half a grade, and I was so excited about that. I am so excited. I'm elated. It looks awesome in this slab. Man, it just... I'm trying to keep that glare off my... There we go. I don't kind of get it. It looks so good. I absolutely love it. Pretty awesome. That is my prize of this send-off, of this grading reveal. So thanks for watching, guys. This is a bit of a longer video than I've done. And I don't know, tell me what you think about this little deal. As a background, I'm able to just kind of come in here in my closet, shoot some videos. I'm having a great time. I'm learning so much. I'm having fun with you guys and meeting people. It's been great, and I just hope to keep my collection going. So if you stayed this long, like, subscribe, please help me out. I'm going to be doing a lot more videos because I actually have a place I can just kind of go to and do it. So Thanks a lot. Have a good one, and go crazy card collecting.